Welcome back to Rugby from the Stands. Today I'm coming to you from beautiful Auckland. I've just arrived about an hour ago and I thought I'll share my thoughts on the selections for both sides between the Boks and the All Blacks. Wow, what a matchup this is going to be tomorrow. Eden Park, Saturday night. Razor Robertson lays down a back three built for the skies. And Rassie Erasmus answers with Jesse Creel as captain and a 5-3 bench. Read that together and this match screams aerial warfare and territory chess. Let's look at the selections. We'll start off with the Boks. So Creel wears the armband while Siya Kolisi shifts to number 8. That's not a demotion. It's done by design. And also, I think on social media, I saw Rassie had said that this was suggested by Siya Kolisi himself, which means that leadership is going to come from the midfield because a lot of the game is going to be played in that corridor. And also it gives clarity in terms of the roles for each of the back row forwards. Marco van Staden at 6, he's going to be the pure fetcher. That's going to be his role. Peter Steff, he's usually the guy with the high work rate, bone-crunching tackles, and he also adds an additional line-out option. And then Siya becomes the link and base of scrum carrier. It frees Siya to focus on winning carries and connections, while obviously Creel manages the defense and the referee from the midfield. Then there's the 5-3 bench. You've got Reinach, you've got Sasha FM and Ethan Hooker. That tells me that Rassie expects a high kick chase game and wants fresh legs and coverage across 9 to 15, not extra forwards. He trusts that Oxenshire and Malcolm Marx and Thomas du Toit and also Etzebeth and Nokia will be able to bank the minutes with Lut Diaga and Quagga Smith as the late surge. On the All Black side, what's Razor going to do? Razor's countering with 3 kickers. He's got Borden, Geordie and Will Jordan. And then he's got Rico and Narawa as speedsters. That's obviously deliberate. He's swapped Sebu Rees out and brought in Narawa, and he said also in his media briefing that it was purely because of the aerial capability of Narawa. My question mark is going to be around Rico, to be honest. Rico's not been the player with the best form, and he has been quite weak under the high ball. But look, Rico is playing at his home ground in front of his home fans, and this is, a game that, will lift Rico. He's usually a big game player, and we'd expect him to play the house down. And if there was ever a game that we needed Rico to play his best game, it's going to be tomorrow. So let's see how it goes. The pack, you've got Barrett, Vai, Parker, Savea, and Satiti. They're all built for line-out variety and speed to breakdown, not just raw bulk. I'm not sure if Parker is a line-out option, whether he jumps. Can't recall if he does, but definitely you've got Barrett, Vai, Savea, and Satiti. All I've seen them being jumpers, so having 4 line-out options is pretty awesome. What are the key battles to watch? First, obviously, is going to be the air war. You've got Pollard, Willie LaRue, and Grant Williams. They're going to be kicking, man. And they're all going to be kicking at, different styles of kicks as well. It's going to be insane. They're going to go up against Will Jordan, Rico, and Narawa. If New Zealand catch clean, Jordan's either countering or switching the point with a second kick. If they spill, it's more penalty time. Second, the midfield. You've got Dialende Creel, who'll want to fold New Zealand behind the gain line and set the trap for the next bomb. And Geordie and Proctor, they must win the first collision and keep the connection tight. If they do, Will Jordan gets the ball on edge and in space. Third, the Jackals. The jackling is going to be quite important. Van Staden and later Quagga will go up against guys like Adi, Satiti, and even Vai, I'd imagine. Whichever side wins the opening 3 breakdown penalties will define the pace of the night. Then you've got set piece. Man, some mouth-watering competition between Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, and Fletcher Newell going up against Oxenshire, Malcolm Marx, and Thomas du Toit. That is going to be insane. So, lineouts. This is something that the All Blacks have been very, very strong with. Both teams will want to win their own lineouts and get 100% success rate. And then the bench. I think the bench is going to make a huge difference, right? So expect From the box side, I would expect Reinach to flick the tempo. Sasha FM. I personally don't think that Pollard will be taken out. I think Pollard's going to probably play the full 80. I think Sasha is probably going to play either in the midfield or potentially at fullback, because that allows the box to have a second playmaker and also longer touch finders. He's a really good kicker. And then you've got Quagga, who will be hunting strips. For New Zealand, you've got Damien McKenzie, who will try and come and up the tempo and cause a bit of chaos. He might come in at 10 and potentially move Body to fullback and then move Will Jordan to the wing, which means either Rico or Narawa will be taken out. If New Zealand trail, I think that change will come a lot faster or earlier. So what does each team need to do to win? For the Boks, win the aerial count. Bank 3 or 4 maul entries and keep discipline pristine in the middle third. Pollard, living on the tee is the blueprint. He'll try and keep the scoreboard ticking. And this is where discipline is going to be important for the All Blacks. They will need to, I'm talking about the All Blacks now, they will need to bring scrum parity. And if guys like Fletcher Newell and Ethan de Groot and Cody Taylor are able to even show some form of dominance, that's going to be a massive psychological win for the All Blacks. And also, coming off the bench, you've got a massive front row coming off the bench. I think from a bomb squad standpoint, I think the All Blacks have arguably a stronger front row coming on. You've got Taukeaho, you've got Tamaiti Williams and Tyrell Lomax coming in as replacements. So that's going to be pretty epic, right? So I'm really looking forward to the scrum battles tomorrow. And then obviously the lineouts. It's going to be pretty crucial for both teams. I really hope that Satiti, I think one cool thing about Wallace is that he's able to bring in huge amount of power and speed, and he's able to, like, when the ball is slow, he's still able to increase the tempo with his power and his speed. And so I hope that he'll have opportunities to do that. Obviously, the Springboks will try and keep things tight and narrow. If Satiti can give front foot ball and Adi wins at least 2 key turnovers, then I think the back 3 will cash in. So I think this is going to be an incredible game between the two. It's going to be an arm wrestle. Weather forecast is that it's going to be clear. There might be some wetness on the pitch because it'll be raining from afternoon till roughly about 3-4 o'clock, and it's supposed to clear out by 5, and by kickoff at 7 p.m. I think it wouldn't be raining, but obviously if there's going to be some wetness on the pitch, can impact ball handling. But personally, I think it's going to be, hopefully there's not going to be any rain, but even if there is, this game is going to be a game for the purists. There's not going to be a lot of running rugby. This is going to be, a lot of chess played on the field, is what I suspect, between Borden and Pollard. And obviously this is the first time I'm seeing both teams play live. This has been a dream come true for me, and I'm really excited. So I'm looking forward to meeting up with some, fans from both sides, obviously, and seeing where their headspace is at. In terms of a prediction, I think the All Blacks will win it. I think the All Blacks will win it because this game, there's so much riding on it. The pressure is on the All Blacks. And I think when the pressure is on, the All Blacks play a lot better. And also, I don't think the intensity is going to be that high from the box. In terms of, obviously every game is a high pressure game. But from a box standpoint, for them beating the All Blacks is more about, cementing a legacy. Because they've done everything. They've won 2 World Cups. They won the Rugby Championship last year. There's really nothing else for them to achieve and to prove other than a three-peat in the World Cups. But before that, this year, what are the 2 things they want to really achieve, right? Breaking the 51-game unbeaten record at Eden Park is a pretty special one. But on the flip side, for the All Blacks, man, losing tomorrow would mean the world is going to come to an end. It would be like, the New Zealand public will be up in arms. Razor is going to get the Ian Foster treatment, and no one wants that. And all the players, will also be thrashed in the media. Lots of questions will be asked. So because there's so much pain riding on, this game if the All Blacks lose. I think they would do everything, and the desperation to win is probably going to be a lot higher on the All Black side. So for me, I think because of that, because they have to win this game no matter what, I'm saying that the All Blacks will win. Plus, this is Adi's 100th test. They will not want to do the same thing that they did for Kohli's 100th, because losing against Argentina in that second test wasn't the best way to honor someone like Kohli, and I'm pretty sure none of the All Blacks would want Adi's 100th test to be a loss at Eden Park. That wouldn't be great. And also, a lot of questions will probably be asked of the coaching staff of the All Blacks if they lose the Eden Park test. So I think from a must-win standpoint, I think it's going to be more important for the All Blacks to not lose than for the Springboks. Because like I said in my last video, if the Springboks lose, they lost to the All Blacks at Eden Park. No one wins. Not been a team that has beaten them for 51 games and 31 years. It's not a big deal. But for the All Blacks, it's going to be a huge deal. And therefore, and also, I think it's if the All Blacks win, and I think that the All Blacks are going to win, and I'm predicting that the All Blacks will win. They'll have to win with more than a score, with more than at least a converter try. So they'll need to score by more than 7 points, because you keep a one, like a, if it's less than 7 points and you've got Pollard, he will punish you. Like the Bok forwards are going to try and milk. They'll try to get into your territory. They'll play in your half of the pitch, and they'll try and milk a penalty. And you got Andre Pollard coming in and slotting those penalties. So there's no way you can allow the Boks to have a small lead going into that last 20 minutes. You need to have at least a 7-point plus score to comfortably get into that last 10 minutes, because you've got scoreboard pressure at that point. So yeah, my prediction is that the All Blacks to win with more than 7 points. But on a personal note, man, I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's game. I can't wait to soak in the atmosphere, to be at the biggest game of the year, to see the players live. And obviously, I'm a massive All Blacks fan, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Sia play. I'm so glad that, he's fit. Being able to see Peter Steff, Eben Etzebeth, Oxenshire, and my favorite first five, Andre Pollard, that's going to be epic. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's game. I'll bring you the content as well from Eden Park, with post-match analysis, with pre-game conversations as well. And please do like and subscribe. Show us your support. This is a new channel, and I hope to build on these videos that I'm creating, and hopefully we can grow this community and grow this channel as well. So thanks so much, everyone. Speak to you guys soon. Ciao.